UGC Mastery is almost exactly 12 months old, and a lot of people think that I'm the only one behind UGC Mastery, but actually we have an entire team behind us. And today I'm here with one of my very best friends and business partners, Matteo. He is also a co-founder of UGC Mastery, and today we just want to have a chat about where UGC Mastery came from, how we got started, and kind of the vision for the future. Matteo, I'm super excited to have you here on our YouTube channel, and let's just talk about how UGC Mastery got started.
Let's talk about how UGC Mastery got started. You know very well, my fiancée, Pao, she's been in the industry for about 5 years at this point, and she co-owned the company. What they would do was putting in contact UGC creators with companies that were looking for UGC creators. Now, as an entrepreneur, of course, I was, and as a boyfriend, I was helping her with everything that she didn't help with. And I actually saw the whole development of the company. The company was scaling pretty fast and pretty well. And it was crazy to me to see how much abundance the industry was generating for all the people involved. Now, something crazy happened at the beginning of 2024, and it was, so January 2024, she found like an incredible market hole, I would say, which was that they had so many companies looking for professional UGC creators. Their bottleneck was literally UGC creators. Specifically, they were looking around, and there are many UGC creators around, right? But the big problem or the big gap was the professionality of these UGC creators. Nowadays, there are so many people just putting themselves in front of a camera and just saying like, I'm a professional UGC creator, which is like totally untrue, because it is actually a profession, and you don't learn it just like by putting yourself in front of the camera for a few days and that's it. And so back then what happened was that all the companies were not managing, like they didn't manage to supply all the company right away, and she was actually stressed AF. And so like as a protective boyfriend, what I wanted to do was just like helping her. And of course, as an entrepreneur, I said, hey, what I see here is if we don't have enough for professional UGC creators, let's create enough professional UGC creator in order for you to manage to supply these companies. Now, funny enough, we grabbed literally from their hair, from their like out of the blue. We started calling and asking our friends or people around that we have known if they wanted to get into this, but like for good. And we collected like 30 people. And out of the 30 people, in the next 6 months, like so, it was the end of January 2026. 6 months down the line, June 2024, we had about 20 plus people actually generating at least $3,000 per month being UGC creators. Funny enough, now, like which is August 2025, out of the 30 people, 24 are professional UGC creators, like completely changed their lives because of this. 11 of them have made their first year ever, 6 figures for the first year ever, being professional UGC creators. And so from there, back in to June 2024, you came to Barcelona. We sat down, we had an amazing time, but we sat down and we said like, friend, here there is much more in this industry, or better saying, like this industry is generating so much abundance, but people are focusing on the wrong thing. Like what we really need is professionality, is bringing like so much up the profession by adding professionality to these UGC creators. Because again, and I'll stress this point, it's so easy to put yourself in front of a camera and say you are UGC creators, but you actually know everything that there is behind the scenes as a UGC creator. And this is like, there's nobody better than Sydney to eventually tell us.
Yeah, so I came to Barcelona. We had a great time, and Matteo said, we want to start this business basically where we teach people how to become professional UGC creators. And Pao was going to launch the Spanish side, and I was going to launch the American side. And so 2 months later, we were supposed to launch, then we didn't launch because of divine timing. So we put together a course, we put together a curriculum, we put together the whole thing. And within 3 months, on September 16th, 2024, we launched UGC Mastery, and it's been absolutely insane since then. We have gotten to work so closely together. We've gotten to bring in people that we love. I wish I sat down and looked at the numbers before we started this, but we have created multiple professional UGC creators, many professional UGC creators in the last couple months, and it's been insane. But I think we should talk about September 16th and why we decided September 16th, yeah?
So, yeah, first of all, I know the numbers. Like so far we've served exactly 322 people. I don't know numbers of exactly how many like we can consider it total successful, like people that actually became professional UGC creator, that nowadays they are totally dedicated to that. But there are many of them, and like these are the stories that we are the most proud of course, like people that are they leave their jobs, or they retire their partners, and this is of course like everything, like the reason why we do all of this. And so why did we decide September 16th? Because that is a special date for the both of us, because like in 2023 we did lose our like common best friend, Jesse Lee Ward, and that date is a pinpoint of our life, I believe, of our professional and personal life. We made it professional by starting and launching UGC Master Academy on that date in her honor. And literally, like everything that we do and the way we do things is very much inspired. Is very much like her, like the love of Jessie Lee Ward, who has been one of the most loving person like on earth, I would say. There is like you can Google her. There are so many people talk about her in an incredible way. She was not a Mother Teresa, but how she get referenced, pretty much like she gets close to it. Fun enough. So we launched on that date specifically for that reason, and so far we have served all these people, but we are serving the people in our company in a way that really brings us back to how she loved on people.
Harry literally asked me, he's our CMO, he literally asked me last night, I hear Jessie Lee's name over and over and over again, and how you guys are infusing her into this company, and he asked me, how do you think she is the most infused in this company? And I said, I was with Jessie Lee in business for 10 years. So I graduated college, I got a job, I absolutely hated it as a paralegal, and I joined Jessie Lee in business and quit my job and never looked back. And that was in 2018. So he asked, how are we infusing her into this culture? And I literally said, I love hearing stories of everybody that comes into our company and says, you know, I've been to so many other companies, I've seen so many other, I've done so many other things, and nothing feels like this. And I said, it's so cool because I don't have my own experience like that, because that's all I've ever known. Like what Jessie Lee has brought, and the love and the culture and the family. And I think you say it best, like Jessie Lee was one of those people that wanted to be loved so bad that she learned how to love people so well that like nobody in her presence ever felt not seen, not heard, not loved. That's all I've ever known. And so to hear people come in and say that about our company, like I don't have my own personal experience to like compare it to, so I only have everybody else's experience to go off of. And so that's all I've ever known, that's all I've ever wanted to create, is this community, this feeling that she gave people. And anybody that knows Jessie Lee knows exactly the feeling that I'm talking about. Doesn't matter if you spent 1 minute with her or only online time with her, or 10 years like I did. You know exactly the feeling that I'm talking about. And I think that's the coolest thing that we've been able to bring into UGC Mastery, is that love that was so uniquely her.
100%. Just to stress the point, it's so cool and crazy to me how many, like all of our team has been always saying, and it's saying right now we are in Barcelona on a team retreat, and the way they describe how different this environment is from everything that they're ever known, and like they always describe it. Yesterday, Valentina, one of our employees, she's been literally describing it as I never thought that this could have been a work environment. And it's super cool because the way you see them being on it and wanting to serve people, it's something that totally reflects on the way we serve our students, so our clients, and the way they get out of the program is much more filled with for sure information, for sure personal development, for sure just like a higher version of them, or a better version of themselves, as much as a higher version of themselves, but like for sure filled with much love and spirit of service, which is how we're building this whole thing up.
I think one of the most common questions I actually get asked about you and I, when they find out that I'm American and he's Italian living in Barcelona, is how the hell did you guys meet? Like, how do you know each other?
Yeah.
Like, why is your business partner all the way in Barcelona? Which, funny enough, we didn't even meet in either of our countries. We met in Mexico.
We met in Mexico the first time, yeah. Yeah, and we've been traveling so bad. It's crazy. We met through our my first experience in network marketing. and Sydney was already there with Jessie for quite some time. And yeah, we went in 2020 in Mexico. It was October 2020.
Was it 2020 or 2021?
It was September 2020. 2020. No, it was 2021.
It was the year I got engaged, 2021.
It's 2021, you're right. It was 2020. Wow, it's been only
4 years. Only.
Wow, how intense. Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, we met in 2021 in Mexico, and crazy enough, as much like we don't have so much in common in our lives. It's crazy. And we were a group of people, a lot like the best leaders pretty much in the industry, in the company in the moment. And suddenly like found myself like I was tired AF after the whole trip and everything, and we spoke up until like 4 a.m. or something like that night for apparent no reason, but like everything has a reason. And we clicked, like we loved on each other like since day one. Even when like our lives completely drifted away, like she started doing like a UGC, I was going on that path, and but it, like our love was always intentional. It was always like pure, for which like we always been not only in touch, but like genuinely loving on each other even from the distance. And I wanted to actually get together whenever I would get to Dallas, even though we didn't have any business activities like related or in common at that moment. We would always get together and stuff. And yeah, like as much as my philosophy is, I do business with family and friends. I don't do business with anybody else, pretty much. So because you're family, we needed to get to create something together, and there was the opportunity, and here we are. So we served a few hundreds of people so far. I'm very confident that we can get to like 1,000+ people being served by the end of the year. And the whole point here of what we're doing is we're bringing so much awareness to the industry, to an industry that is growing so fast. Pretty much every industry right now is growing like very fast. But like the UGC space is growing extremely fast. The AI and many tools are accelerating all this growth. But there is so much lack of awareness for many different reasons. Now, in these last 12 months, my perception has been that we've been serving more the industry than anything else, because of we are literally creating a big gap in between that professional UGC creator and that amateur creator, which is like saying you want to become a doctor, you can maybe not study and just like do things by yourself and maybe like a spiritual woo stuff, and that's it. Or you actually study and you become a doctor, and after a few years then you start practicing. Just to make another example, you want to become a lawyer, same thing. Like there is a path and some guidelines for you to become a professional UGC creator, and can you do that like absolutely by yourself? 100%. Now, is it the best way? Probably not, because always more the industry, how it's evolving. So in these last 12 months, just to wrap this up, I do believe that we have we've served the industry more than anything else, and it's been a hell of a ride, mostly understanding how much people have, I don't know if you might be agreeing with that, but like a wrong point of view of what being a UGC creator means, but what the service as it is mean for like for a company, and how the whole business evolves. Because like once you understand that, you understand how much abundance there is in the industry, and how much like at the beginning we are of this business trend, which is not a trend that is destined to die at all. Like data say, like in Europe specifically, it's crazy because there are 19% of companies are using UGC Creator to promote their products and services. In the United States, that number is 41%. Now, data is actually at the end of last year, we're reading like the official journal of the I don't know if it's journal the right word, but anyway, the official papers of the industry saying that the industry is was a $4.2 billion industry at that point, and 5 to 7 years down the line, it would have become a $70+ billion industry. And it's crazy to me that our industry does like such a jump in such a little time. And the reason being is simply the fact that there is no company in the world, regardless of your service or product that you are promoting or you're selling, that don't need promoting through UGC through UGC style. Why? Because it's just the best and the most relatable way for consumers to get to relate indeed and identify themselves in the product or service that these people, as like the UGC creator in this case, are using and the way they are promoting it. If that makes sense.
Matteo always speaks on such a macro level. Like he has this like wide scale vision of everything, and like I think we bring such different things to the table in that sense. And so like your view of the industry is so macro, so wide scale. And I think the thing that I have actually picked up on since we started UGC Mastery is the little micro things. I was in network marketing for 10 years. And for 10 years, my goal was to hit $10,000 a month. $10,000 a month, $10,000 a month. It was like this big achievement, right? And I did it once, never did it again, was completely burnt out, absolutely hated my life. And I started UGC. And within 11 months of making my first dollar with UGC, I had my first $10,000 month. Just that little bit of belief in my own story. I was asked at dinner last night, you know, how do I feel about having all these people together, all this company together? And specifically, one of our very first students is actually here now. She's a coach. She works with us. Powell was asking me, how do you feel about having her here? And I said, network marketing can be extremely fulfilling in the sense of like, you can bring people to the next level. I mean, Jessie Lee did it with me. Jessie Lee did it with a lot of people, but I never saw in network marketing the level of life changing and the speed. I think Ludo, one of our business partners, Ludo, pointed this out. We have a 90-day program. We are changing people's lives, going from like miserable and like hating their job or stay-at-home moms that have nothing to fulfill them or anything, and in 90 days they're making thousands of dollars that their family didn't have before. Like, we're changing lives. And so to have Katie here, our student that's now a coach, she went from burnt out in network marketing, miserable, you know, wanting to grow more, not feeling pushed enough in network marketing, not feeling like she was getting enough fulfillment in network marketing, to coming to Barcelona, getting hired, and then on her hiring interview, invited to Matteo's wedding in Barcelona, and being here with us and being pushed to grow fast. I mean, she literally says it all the time. I shoved her into the deep end and was like, you better swim. But like on such a micro level, I think of so many stories in my head of like people that I've actually gotten to impact, and that's one of our core values with our team is this intentional impact, serving with intentionality, spirit of service. That's what it is. Like, that's my fulfillment. Like, making $10,000 in network marketing was really cool, but like watching people change their lives and watching other people make, you know, $4,000, $10,000, $3,000, $1,000, their first $1,000, like that is the coolest part of UGC Mastery on such like a micro scale, and what actually fulfills me and brings me so much joy. And then on a macro scale, he gets to bring in the vision of what we're going to do to impact the industry. I think that's really cool that we have this like dichotomy, duality of like, I get to impact on a micro scale and you have this huge vision on this macro scale, and it balances really well, I think.
100%. You touched the word vision, so I would actually do like a quick touchdown on that. Where do we want to go? Tell me first. let me see how aligned we are here.
Matteo and I are aligned, but not aligned on the vision, but not aligned on the process, I think.
Go.
So I envision, you know, I would love to create UGC as a actual respected profession. As somebody that has made 100% of my income online since 2018, 7 years. So 7 years I've relied completely on the internet for my income, and people think it's BS. Like, people think it's, you know, this side hustle. It's this thing that's disappearing. It's this thing that's like not real, or it's a scam. I get that a lot. That it's, you know, a scam, or how could this possibly be real? You're telling me you're making, you know, $20,000 a month on the internet, and like, yes, I have a degree, and I don't use it. It's some criminal justice. Could you imagine me being a police officer? Anyway, vision on a macro scale, like I would love for this to become a profession that is respected, and, you know, this actually to become some sort of, as Pau says, colegio. some sort of college, some sort of school that's like well respected on a macro level. I envision that as being completely 100% online, because that's like what I love about this industry. I love that it's flexible. Yeah, this is where we this is where we differ.
I don't.
I love that it's flexible. I love that I can travel and do this anywhere. I love that I don't have to go to a college or like a physical school. That's what I love about it. But Matteo has a different vision.
But let's do this online, like while we are in the video, while we are recording this video. How cool is for you to hug these people?
Yeah. It's
Wasn't
very
it great,
cool.
right? Imagine now that in this super all online world where everything is going online. Okay, after pandemic, we got to be almost forced to always stay more at home and work from home and so on and so forth. And I personally work from home like now forever. Like I've never like been to an office or anything like that. And I do feel now, do I need it? Not necessarily myself, but I do see and I do know that always more people need the physical touch. So in painting a vision where we want to become the absolute standard for UGC certification, and so bringing up the industry and the profession, like for real. When I say the profession, I really mean that like the UGC creator must be recognized. Not like nowadays, whenever you ask people like, hey, do you know what a UGC? Do you know what UGC is? Do you know what UGC creator mean? People say what? Like 8 people out of 10 like would tell you that, right? So first of all, of course, we want to bring awareness of on the industry. Secondly, we want to have the profession becoming a profession. So it's not just like I put myself in front of the camera and that's it. No, that is an absolute profession, and it's a profession that can really get you like on the speed lane for you to create abundance for yourself and for your family, and can give you much stability and an incredible lifestyle. Because then, as you said, you can do that from anywhere, whenever, however, organizing your schedule, being your own boss, but not having the responsibilities or like the fixed expenses, etc., of owning a company, for example, right? So all of these together brought me to think that okay, it's great having programs for which totally online, totally with their own pace, totally with however like they want to organize it. People can learn and can completely change their life, and that's amazing. Now, there is a reason though why it's true that universities are going to disappear, most of them, not all of them. But because it's most of them and not all of them, I've been studying exactly like the trend of like specifically universities and education, and what is going to be still there is something that it's that brings not necessarily only the awareness and the knowledge of the specific subject, but it's also like the network and the fact that you can actually touch things. And we're gonna be serving like in the next I would say 5, 7, 10 years so many people that are in between 20 to 35 that are already in our era. But as much as this age range, we're gonna be serving people like that are probably right now like they are I don't know 15, and 5 years down the line they're gonna be 20, and they have been like they're born with a cell phone and with social media, with internet, right? So but at the same time their parents haven't, and so they need something like a concrete physical. So I do totally believe that a physical place for us to come together and record and share experiences and hug each other and so on and so forth, it's something that nowadays in the growth of a person, because what we do here is not just teaching about UGC, it's actually personal development, of course, with knowledge about UGC. And that is the most important thing, because you don't become an entrepreneur or a business owner or just a professional or a great professional, which is what we want to create in here, if first of all you don't change in here and you like really think that it's possible. Sine just said like it's been 11 months since she earned the first dollar, and she didn't earn the first dollar in UGC just like that as soon as she started. That's very important. I believe that you know the story. If you don't, like in the YouTube channel there must be different different videos where she is telling the story. What was the different maker, the detonator for Sydney to get to where she is right now? Her mindset. She wouldn't have never given up on anything. Now, how easy can it be just everything online. Yes, we can recognize that now online, everything is online, but yet many people think that it's BS. And because we don't want to exclude that many people, and we want to have the skepticals also knocking at our door and having the doors open. That's why I do totally believe that in the next 24 months we are going to have physical academies throughout the United States of America. Cool enough. And then I'll let you go for it, because I see that you have some comments in there. And so we have you just spoke about Katie, and Katie just came with her husband, and her husband was extremely skeptical.
Yes.
He was extremely skeptical about the whole thing. Like, he was doubting if she would have gotten her first paycheck. After they got it, he was still doubting if we were still real. And when he was taking the flight to Barcelona, he was literally thinking, oh my God, I need to have a plan B, because if we get there, to this incredible house we are at, okay, here in the mountain in Barcelona, I don't even believe that this house is gonna be there, so we'll have to book an hotel or something. That was his approach. Why? Probably because he couldn't touch with his own hands at first hand what we were doing. And I do believe that is something that yet as human beings, we're living a physical experience. As much as internet is amazing and makes everything faster, we still need and want physical touch. Now, is that for everybody? No. Is that for many? Yes. That makes sense?
He always says, does that make sense? No, yeah, just, am I making sense is usually what he says, and I usually say, yes, you're making sense, but I don't agree with you. Actually, funny enough, your story is Devarius, and I'm thinking of Juliana is also here, and she, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years online. So to me, going and meeting people that I've never met in real life is so normal. It's just we create relationships online, and then I go meet people in person. And Juli said, as soon as we all met up in the airport, she said, I literally flew to Barcelona from Colombia to meet a bunch of people that I have never met before. I have no idea if they're real. I have no idea if they're anything. And I remember that mentality that I had. I remember the first in-person event that I went to in network marketing, where I went and met all these people in person, and I was like, oh my God, these screens, I can touch these people, this is so weird. Or I think of Samir. Samir looks like this little short tiny man online, and then we get here and he's, what did you say, 7 meters?
It's 1 meter 94, which is nonsense. I don't know how that translates in the United States.
He's probably 6'4" or 6'5" in the United States.
Yeah, it's the tallest basketball players there are. The guy is huge.
We never would have expected it.
Never would have expected.
But I do understand the intentionality behind the physical touch. I don't agree that it has to be a colegio or a physical academy. I'm open to seeing how it works and seeing the future, and I think that's been the biggest thing throughout UGC Mastery is openness to trying new things and openness to all of that. I do see the intentionality and the purpose behind being in person. We'll see if it works.
It's the 23rd of August. We're recording this video.
Yeah.
We have a bet. Anyway, it's gonna happen. You know that. My vision is gonna happen.
I have no choice in the matter.
Exactly. She has no choice in the matter. So we're just gonna see, and we have this recorded and online, how things evolve down the line.
If it works,
I'm really sorry that I like to say that I'm always right, but it's fine.
If it works, you have to be like Harry. Harry doesn't say anything when something works. He just silently gloats.
Absolutely. I will tell you, you were right the whole time.
Yeah, thank you.